top story today, and that's the second presidential debate in the US.
Yeah, and you know, this happened just hours ago, so still a little bit too early for the print editions. Plenty of reaction online, however, especially on Twitter. We've been following some journalists on there. Let's go to the first one, which is a tweet by John Dickinson, who's the political editor at Slate magazine. In fact, there we can see this is a reaction from Nicola Kristof. He's from the New York Times. He says, "My take, Romney and Obama both strong, and no disasters for either." So he'd say Obama won because he was so greatly improved. And this is really a sense that I've picked up on across all the online articles. Not a sense of that what Obama sort of was better than Romney in this debate, but it's just that he was so greatly improved from that debate we saw a few weeks ago. We saw an Obama that was aggressive, that was picking up on campaign issues. They spoke about lines that had been unused in the previous first debate but were used in this particular one. If we can go to a couple more tweets, there's one from Ed Henry, who's a correspondent at Fox News. He said, "Uh-oh, fight. So nice and subtle there from Ed Henry, as you can see. And in fact, as I said, picked up on a lot of online articles, especially in Politico. They talk about this sort of the body language between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney was this sort of, sometimes it was difficult to keep them at arm's length. They were circling each other like prize fighters. And in fact, there was a degree of sympathy for the mediator, Candy Crowley, who was at times trying to wring time on
a lot of people said she did a really good job.
A really good job for something which, as you can see there, described as fight night. And even just from that image there, Claire, you can see, you know, at loggerheads, really, the candidates really fronting up and facing each other. However, as I said, a sense that Obama just getting the edge on this one because he was so improved on that first debate. We can see in Time magazine, on their online edition, Obama bounces back with strong showing in second debate. Again, another fantastic picture just showing how dynamic this debate was. And then if we turn to Slate now, in case you might have missed last night's action, they have a sort of a recap. They've done a slightly tongue-in-cheek presidential debate awards. They call them the Golden Podium Awards for their sort of favourite moments from the debate. I'd like to just pick out a few from there. They say Obama's best zinger, as in his best sort of one-liner. He said, "I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long." So a nice little sort of veiled comment there, or not so veiled indeed, to Mitt Romney.
Our correspondent said that it was a very fiery, passionate debate.
Absolutely, and that's definitely the sense we're getting from the US media.
All right, moving on to some other news now. A lot of the papers talking about that massive theft in Rotterdam.
Yeah, and why wouldn't editors choose to lead with this? You know, these really striking pictures we can see here in the International Herald Tribune, the empty gallery space in that gallery in Rotterdam, where all this millions and millions of euros worth of art.
About 200 million euros,
absolutely,
experts think.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this huge, vast sum of money. The Independent also picks up on this. They call it a masterpiece of crime, because the paper asks, how is it possible when you've got art which is so incredibly priceless, or no, you have just put a price on it, but you know, worth so much? How do they get past...
And state-of-the-art security.
Exactly. How do they get past that? Atlantic, however, asks, you know, perhaps it might... Obviously, very clever to get in, but have they considered how they're going to sell the paintings afterwards? They have an interview with the FBI's founder of the art crime squad for the FBI, who says it's going to prove quite tricky to sell this art on the open market.
Apparently that's because they're all registered, so it's
Absolutely.
practically impossible.
If you can't prove where it came from, it's very difficult to sell.
All right, now we're going to end off with something that was meant to be a joke, but apparently, according to Japanese media, it fell flat.
This has got a lot of coverage in the Japanese press today. Now, this was a joke mock-up photo that was shown on France 2, a channel here in France. You can see there it shows a Japanese goalkeeper with 4 arms. Now, this was a joke after Japan beat France in football 1-0 on Saturday. The presenter showed this picture, said, "Oh, this is the Fukushima effect." So obviously it's really bad taste. And so the Japanese government, as well as the media, of course, have called France up on this, saying it's in bad taste. You've really insulted people who are kind of still living with the fallout of that Fukushima nuclear disaster. France 2 have unreservedly apologised for any offence they've caused, of course.
Very hard to defend that, though, isn't it?
Indeed.
All right, thank you very much, Katerina. You're watching Live from Paris. A quick reminder of our top stories. A fiery second debate between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. The rivals taking questions from